I'm by no means a big TMNT fan, but I was still unbelievably excited for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Especially since beat 'em ups are a bit of a rare sight these days. But if they can match the same quality as Streets of Rage 4, then it'll have been worth the wait. And like Streets of Rage 4, Shredder's Revenge is a new entry in the series and not a remake, that is also an homage to the classic arcade beat 'em ups that are oh so fun. It certainly looks the part, but does it have the same addictive gameplay loop as other greats in the genre? Well, that's what I'm here to answer in GameXplain's review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge on the Nintendo Switch. There are two main modes, Story and Arcade. Story affords you unlimited lives to complete the 16 levels, whereas Arcade takes you back, well, to the arcade, giving you 3 lives to beat the whole game, which isn't easy. Either way, you have one aim in this game, beat the ever-living crap out of anything that is so unfortunate as to walk onto the screen. And not only is it easy to pick up, but its gameplay loop is so addictive. To begin, there are 6 characters to choose from. The 4 Turtles, April O'Neil and Splinter, each with different stats. Donatello has extra range, while Master Splinter hits really hard, and April is extremely fast. Immediately, I notice how fluid the movement is. Most beat 'em ups I've played have very slow movement speed, but the Turtles are snappy, pardon the pun, both in their movement and combat. There's a dodge roll that can get you out of sticky situations, and 3 different attacks that can be used to close gaps between an enemy. You also have special abilities that are great for getting out of tight situations. This is hands down my favourite combat system in the genre. The combos are simple but satisfying, and it's all backed up by a sizable enemy pool. Every few levels a new enemy or two is introduced, so it never got stale. On top of that, you can level up each character, which mostly increases their lives and special meter, but the later levels unlock new special abilities. The levels are well made too, with plenty of variety in their visuals. One minute you're running through a TV studio, and the next you're scaling the roofs of Manhattan. Throughout the levels there are collectibles to find which net you a higher score. My main criticism of these is the lack of environmental interaction. You can knock some things into enemies, and there are some level specific environmental traps you can trigger, but I just wish there were more to interact with throughout the levels. Other than your typical run from left to right levels, you have to take your hoverboard and zoom across the screen in an on-rails level style. And I think these highlight just how well the game controls, as levels like these can often crumble into frustrating messes, but that isn't the case in Shredder's Revenge. There's a decent amount of content on offer, and as I said, there are 6 characters at the start, and Casey Jones is unlocked once you beat the story. It's nice to have this big a character roster, but the most interesting thing is that it supports up to 6 players co-op both locally and online. I wasn't able to test out 6-player multiplayer, but I did play 2-player online, and despite having a whole ocean and another country in between us, and having 250 ping, the whole time the experience was surprisingly smooth. Of course, it's the best way to play these sorts of games. There are a few co-op specific attacks you can pull off, and you can also revive your teammate, which will be super important when trying to beat arcade mode. On top of the characters, the game offers 7 different endings, which seem to be unlocked by beating the game with each character. There's a massive list of achievements that offer some crazy challenges, like beating arcade mode without using a credit. A run through of the story took me about 2.5 hours, so keep that in mind. I think this is definitely easier than the likes of Streets of Rage 4, and I got quite far into arcade mode on my first run, but haven't managed to beat it in the 3 lives. As I said, a run through of the story took about 2.5 hours, so there isn't much content if you're only looking to beat it once, so keep that in mind. The game looks phenomenal. The animations are stunning, and the colours, oh my lord, the colours are fantastic, especially on the OLED screen. I simply can't fault the presentation. Backgrounds are vibrant and detailed, the animations are slick, and the visual variety is great. It's little things like how nice the world map is, how cute the little turtle icons are, and how your turtle looks when they get flattened that just makes it special. Even with the music, there are some fast-paced boppers that bring you into the action, and rap songs about the turtles that I just love. It's easily one of the best looking games I've played this year. The performance is almost rock solid on the Switch. I know there's a handful of frame drops, but they're hardly worth noting. Just like Streets of Rage 4, TMNT Shredder's Revenge showcases just how much fun this genre can be when given the proper care. Yes, it's short, but there is so much love and care poured into every last inch of the game that I can't help but recommend it to anyone looking to play a beat 'em up. The combat is the best I've seen in the genre, and the presentation is simply breathtaking. I'm not even a big fan of the Turtles, but I still love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. There we have a review for TMNT Shredder's Revenge on the Switch. Are you interested in picking this up? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out the videos on the right, and you may as well subscribe while you're at it. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you all on the next video.